Wizards of the Coast is laughing at you right now, and you probably don't even know why. No matter how hard I try, I keep looking back at the unbanning of Mox Opal as a type of trap that players just fell into. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thank you again for hanging out with me on my channel today. And what I mean by a trap is Wizards of the Coast probably knew for a while that they were going to ban the One Ring, and they needed something as a setup, as a forward thinking notion to unban, and they chose Mox Opal. Now, since yesterday and all the sales that started racking up for this card, all kinds of people are bringing all these deck ideas from the Eldrazi, Tron decks, all the way through to Urza, and what may come that hasn't even been thought of yet. This is where players are at. They're excited. They're kind of, a little bit worried about the price point. They're freaking out. And all this chaos moving around right now in the market, the sales, the volumes, the give and take. Where are these cards going to come from? When is the reprint in a premium product, which is something I talked about in yesterday's video? Where is that all going? Did any of us take a moment just to step back and realize that if Wizards of the Coast set this up correctly, if this was all part of the Ivory Tower's master plan to bring forward a new card that has value, to bring more sales into the company's, pocketbook over the long run, this is probably where we're at right now. I don't care if it's a tinfoil hat theory, it's what I'm thinking. It's how I would play it out as a company. Play one thing off of another, and in that chaos, create yourself wealth. And a card like Mox Opal, desirable, played by many people, being unbanned in Modern brought a whole new realm of wealth that isn't even realized yet. But you can see how it's going to take place. You can see the setup that they would use to make this card happen. I had people saying that in an Aether Drift, the box topper, there's going to be a chance to get yourself a Mox Opal, which would be crazy because that would just be a total cash grab, and it just shows the setup was coming months ahead and they knew all about it, and that'd be scary. Okay, that'd be a little bit too scary even for the Moxman to think that they know us as players so well. But I do recognize the fact that companies, when they create chaos and newsworthy items, a lot of stuff can slip by with people seldom looking until far down the line when you realize the impact of the choices we've made. The scramble to buy all those cards today is a green light. Green light! That the card is worth money, it has high playability value, and even if none of those things were true, the speculators came in and bought a whole bunch. It's all a green light to Wizards of the Coast. They see sales, they recognize what they see, and now they are going to capitalize on those. And it just brings me back to the beginning, where I'm sitting there going, how was this all decided? Did they just say, you know what, there's too much of the One Ring, and there's good deck ideas that have passed by that were too powerful before, and now they're just not as powerful with all the things from Modern Horizons 3 that came in, and now we can unban them. We can bring these things in. Or is it more news just to be news, just to keep themselves relevant at the moment? I still think it's a cash grab. I still think it's the money that they can generate from a card like this, and the idea that that kind of card could be inside a premium product. People say, hey man, if you get that card, you've already cracked $100. In a $400 box, you got $100 right there, man. It's amazing. It's only going to be found in collector boxes, of course, for the fancy cool versions. And they'll give us new artwork, maybe a new foiling to really snazz it up, maybe a serialized Mox Opal. You can see where they would take this and how they can generate the hype and the wealth to follow on the foothill of what they just did by unbanning it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's too early in the morning, late at night, however you want to look at my glass half full, half empty. But the amount of sales I saw, the people talking, it just makes me think that there's no way they can pass it up. It's like having a jar full of cookies and just being afraid to eat it. Of course you're going to eat the cookies because you know where they are and you can't help yourself. Companies can't help themselves. It's just the way it is. Either way, I want to thank you guys. Not a long video, just a short one to talk about this because it is a trap that we walked into, I believe, and it's been sprung And it's such a pretty nice trap that you probably don't recognize you're even in it right now. Okay? And by the way, there were a few people that avoided the trap because they've already owned this card for years and they don't need any. Okay? I recognize that. I know you guys, did the big shout out in the emails. I get it. I totally agree with you. But right now, for a lot of us who are stuck here, looking out, going, this is so nice in here. Look, there's Mox Opals everywhere. But boy, do they cost a lot of money. And where can I find them? Because I need 4. Yeah, well, we'll see. Guys, drop some comments in the comment section. Let me know how you think about yesterday. I still say this was a trap and we walked right into it. You guys let me know what you think, though. It's a trap. Admiral Akbar, yeah. Now I'm thinking about Return of the Jedi, where it goes, concentrate all firepower on the Super Star Destroyer. Remember that? And then the one guy pilots in, hits the bridge. Totally great. Anyway, here we are at the end. These are all the amazing supporters of the channel, all my patrons who make it happen each and every day. Without these patrons, trust me, it wouldn't be happening the way it does here. So thanks again for that support. Thanks for being there and being part of my channel. Hindsight is 2020, and I can't wait to see how it goes down with Mox Opal. Remember, it wasn't a cheap card. The sales were insane. And I still say, I'm looking at this over and over in my head, and I'm going, how could this not be a cash grab trap by Wizards of the Coast, generated by the news the One Ring got banned, but then Mox Opal jumps to the forefront, not to mention cards like Splinter Twin, which can also be added into the wealth generational tool. It just, 4 years makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. They're going to do something. I'm telling you, I have some thoughts. I'll save it. Ramble jamble. My time, your time, our time, every time. I don't know what I'm doing. It's late. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. This was crazy stuff, though. Just insane.